The rain fell in heavy sheets, drumming against the diner's roof like a warning. Naomi Brooks stood just outside, coat clinging to her soaked frame, cradling a small, fragile girl in her arms. Sirens wailed somewhere in the distance, a faint echo of the chaos she hadn't yet begun to understand. Across from her, a tall man, his suit drenched, his posture collapsing under the weight of the storm, dropped to his knees. His face, lined and proud in the public eye, was now raw with panic and guilt. "Please, don't let her die. I never meant to leave her." Naomi pressed her hands to the girl's chest, whispering with the desperation of someone who had spent a lifetime holding other people's burdens. "Stay with me, sweetheart. Please." How had it come to this? How had a simple act of kindness, stopping to check on a child alone in the dark, led to a night of danger, betrayal, and a billionaire's secret? Before we continue, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button so you never miss these emotional stories. Naomi Brooks's life had long been a series of uncelebrated sacrifices. Her mornings began before the city stirred, brewing coffee in her cramped kitchen while her mother slept fitfully in the next room, surrounded by the beeping of machines that monitored her fragile health. Naomi's mother had always been the center of her small world, a woman who had sacrificed so much for her daughter and now needed her in return. Naomi brushed her mother's hair back, whispered a soft, "I've got you," and then stepped into the relentless rhythm of a world that often ignored her. At the diner, Naomi was a familiar shadow. Customers waved her off, baristas called out orders over her head, and managers rarely acknowledged her presence beyond the tasks she performed. Yet every day she returned, pulling on her apron, forcing a smile for the patrons who never saw her tired eyes, for the coworkers who rarely said her name. She worked double shifts, moonlighting at a small cleaning job just to keep the bills covered and her mother's medication stocked. And in the rare, quiet moments, she'd glance at the small jar labeled nursing school, imagining a life where she could help people in a different way. Not just serve them coffee and hash browns, but care for them, heal them, make a difference. Tonight was supposed to be different. Naomi had promised herself a short night, an early return home to check on her mother, to rest, to let herself breathe. But even in her most cautious moments, she had learned that life had a way of ignoring plans entirely. Outside the diner's doors, the storm was gathering, unseen and patient, and someone was waiting. As Naomi stepped outside, the smell of wet asphalt mixed with the faint metallic tang of the city after rain. Something small caught her eye near the dumpster, low to the ground, perfectly still. At first, she assumed it was trash, but as she stepped closer, her heart jolted. There, hunched in the shadows, was a wheelchair, its wheels caked in mud. And in it, a girl no older than 7 or 8 shivered violently, clutching a small blanket around her frail frame. Naomi knelt immediately, heart racing. "Are you okay? Are you hurt? Where's your mom or dad?" The girl's lips trembled as she spoke, a whisper that made Naomi's blood run cold. "Daddy said, don't move, no matter what." Naomi felt a chill. Why would a father tell his child to stay alone, outside, in the dark, in the rain? She reached out slowly, her hands trembling, and lifted the girl gently. "I won't let anything happen to you," Naomi murmured, glancing around the empty lot. And then she noticed the faint glimmer of metal, a bracelet on the girl's wrist, delicate, intricate, unmistakably valuable, but smeared with mud and rain. Naomi rushed Emily inside, locking the diner doors behind them. She led her to the nearest booth, wrapping her in a warm blanket and offering a bowl of soup. The girl hesitated, her small hands clutching a worn backpack as if it were a lifeline. Every time Naomi tried to place it aside, the girl clutched it tighter, her wide eyes darting to the door. "Daddy will be mad. Daddy said stay," she whispered repeatedly, each time with more fear. Naomi poured the soup into a bowl, her hands shaking. The girl devoured it as if she hadn't eaten in days. And Naomi noticed the incongruities. Expensive medical equipment attached to the wheelchair, yet her clothes were threadbare, dirty, and tattered. Naomi's mind churned. How could a child have access to such costly care, yet be treated with such... Emily's backpack slipped from her grasp, spilling its contents across the booth and floor. Prescription bottles with unfamiliar names clattered against the tiles. A torn photo revealed the girl smiling beside a man whose face had been violently scratched out. A luxury hotel keycard gleamed under the diner lights, and an intricately designed bracelet lay tangled among the papers. Naomi's pulse quickened. Each item raised more questions than answers. Who had left this child here? Who had told her to stay? And then, from outside, Naomi caught movement. A dark sedan parked across the street, engine idling, silently watching. "Honey, is that your daddy?" Naomi whispered. "No, he's not supposed to find us," Emily replied, voice trembling, clutching the backpack like a shield. Naomi stared at Emily, at the car, at the growing tension in the air. Part of her wanted to call the police, to step back and let professionals handle this, but Emily's fragile body pressed against her, small hands clutching hers. Trust and fear intermingled. She could not leave her. The sedan's headlights flashed twice. Naomi's fingers hovered over her phone. Then Emily whispered, "Don't call them. Daddy said they'll take me away again." The implication hit her like ice water. This was more than just abandonment. This was danger, targeted, personal, and terrifying. Somewhere out there, powerful forces were hunting this child, and she was in the center of it. Naomi made a choice. She would protect Emily, no matter the cost. And with that decision, the storm outside was nothing compared to the storm about to follow them. One that would challenge every instinct, every ounce of courage, and every shred of hope they had. From across the street, the dark sedan waited, engine still humming, as if counting down to the next move.